Hello everyone, today I'm going to be forging a sword out of this piece of leaf spring, and you might be telling yourself, Andrew, that's already a sword, just straighten it. Well, it would be if I was an Urukai, but this project's probably going to take quite a while as I'm doing it all by hand, and because of that I'm going to do this in a bit of a different format of video. I'm going to sort of just be updating every day I work on it, just whenever I get done that day, upload it. So seeing how there's going to be a lot of forging, it's going to be a lot of time invested in the first few where not a lot really looks like it gets done, and then some videos there'll be a lot that gets done in not a lot of time. So stay tuned and I'll get the forge started and see how this goes. So here's my plan with this huge ass piece of steel. I'm going to take those corners down so that it not quite forms a tip, but then it's just going to be narrowing it out, getting it to about 1.5 inches or 45 mil, and just swinging away. Reasons like this are why you have friends with sledgehammers, or money and a power hammer and space. But I'm just going to put it in time lapse and just get after it and go until it's mostly done, or until I decide that working when it's 35 degrees out is a bad idea. So I'll come back when it's at that point. So I've decided that that was a terrible idea. So it's not worth my time to forge that out to the size of shape of sword I want to make. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order a piece of steel that's closer in size and shape to that piece that I want to make. This whole idea was about. And in the meantime, I'm going to forge a short sword, just as practice. I haven't forged a sword before, so it's a lot different than knives. It's a lot bigger, a lot more BS can go on. So that's what this video is going to be about now, and for the videos for the next upcoming little while, back to time lapse. So you can probably tell from how much I'm sweating that it was too hot. This was as far as I got on day one. Not very far. I only really forged as long as it took me to make this fire poker I was making as well. And also, starting with this, took a few heats and until I realized I was done. So I think I'm gonna draw up a design on this piece of cardboard, something to work towards so that I feel more inspired to do this, and that'll be what I'm doing today. This is my rough design. Might end up making it a little thinner than that, but the guard and handle and stuff is just, at the moment, it's mostly the blade. So I'm gonna fire up the forge and start whacking. So my first step here today, I gotta draw out some length on that blade. I'm sitting at about 17 3/4 and I want 20 inches. So I'm just gonna use the horn of the anvil, and you'll see me do that in the time lapse. Use the horn of the anvil as a bit of a fuller, just try and gain some length, the full length of the blade, and then we'll be good. I've got this sword now at about 19.5 inches long, and my next step is going to be right at that bottom part there. I just need to widen it out to about 2 inches, since it's at, I think, 1.5 inches, 1 3/4, I don't know. And I want it about 53 millimeters, which is 2 inches-ish. And then I can do the exciting parts. Cut off the side for the tang, forge the tang down, straighten the blade out, shape it, and it's gonna be a lot of that. So I have another about hour or so of working now, and I'll update you when I'm finished that hour and see what happens. My last step here with the blade, just forging the bevels pretty rough, because I need to get that extra width and it'll help with the grinding. And then I'm gonna cut it off, forge the tang out. That might be another day depending on how long these bevels take. Alright, here's the blade forged mostly to shape. My plan for the next session is going to be cutting this out and along like that, and basically moving that over to the center to create the tang. And then there'll be a lot of grinding, so stay tuned.